The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
A wonderful way to start your day. More interviews, more fun. This is Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome to the Sandy Kastel Show. I am here with Sylvie Boisel from France. And Sylvie, you are going to be doing a show with me on September the 30th, which is this month. It's a Saturday night.
Yes.
And you're going to be bringing all your Frenchness to us and singing some wonderful French songs. How did you end up here in America? Tell us your story.
Well, when I was a teenager, I wanted to live in United States. So, after 8 years in Australia, I decided it was time to follow my teenage dream. And then I went to New York, and it was too cold for me after Sydney. So I came to Las Vegas. I say Los Angeles because sometimes I sing in Los Angeles, and I really love Las Vegas.
Yes. So, what do you think about Las Vegas, and how is it different from France?
Thank you to ask me this question. It's really nice. I'm just joking. Okay. Wow, all is different. I mean, firstly, it's hotter. There's more heat here.
Yes.
Unless you go to Guadeloupe or Martinique, the French island. We don't have the same food.
Not the same men, not the same women, not the same shows, but we do have shows. We have a lot of shows here.
Yeah, in fact, I think that American and French are not so different compared to when I was in Australia. I think Australian and French are more different than American and French.
In what way?
Well, we are passionate. Americans are passionate.
We're passionate.
And
passionate about our country, passionate about life. No, we are. Seriously, yeah. I believe you. I'm not joking.
I love Australian. You know, I lived 8 years in Australia, and I'm a little Australian somewhere, but we are more reserved, like British, you know. Mm-hmm. We are from Commonwealth. So.
Oh, okay. So when you came, when you went to New York, though, you sang there in New York?
Yeah, I sang in New York.
Yeah. What are some of the places you sing when you're there?
Well, at the Metropolitan Room, it's a cabaret in Broadway, and I sang also for Best of France in Times Square. Best of France is the biggest French event in the world, apart in France, of course. And it was a big stage outside in Times Square, and I sang just before the Moulin Rouge.
Oh.
So when I came back to the green room, there was all these dresses and all these women, and I couldn't find my shoes. But it was
underneath all the ruffles, right?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
They do have a lot of ruffles in those dresses. Yeah. So did you learn how to do the can? Or did you grow up doing the can?
No, absolutely
no.
No.
That's not common over there.
No, you know, it's really difficult as a dance, can.
At the can? Oh yes.
Oh yeah, it's really difficult. Mm-hmm. You need to be a dancer.
Yeah, but you dance, don't you?
Just for fun. I love dancing.
Fun. Yeah. Yes. Well,
I mean, I hope introducing dance in my future show. I really would like to do this, and I hope I will do this in Las Vegas.
You know, there's a lot of great artists that we've had over here, you know, that have come to entertain here. And, you know, we had the Casino de Paris show here for a long time, you know, a lot of big shows. And you and I met, last year, I think, over at one of the shows. I think it was at Ron DeCar's, or was it earlier this year? Yeah. Earlier this year at Ron DeCar's, we were there for the Sunday night swing show. I think it was, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, with I think Kathy Arianoff was there. Yeah, she was heading off the show. And when I heard you sing, I thought, wow, what a beautiful voice and what a beautiful person. And then, of course, we got together and we started talking about doing something together. And here we are, only 9 months later, or 5. I guess it's about 5 months later. And when you are preparing for a show, like we're preparing for a show now, you're going to be my opening act, right?
Yeah.
And so you're going to be doing a lot of songs that are French, but also you're going to be singing the English version of some French songs, right? For us,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
LOV, for example, it's an American song, but there's also a French version, so I will sing both of them.
Yeah. Do you like singing English songs when you're here in America?
Yeah, I love singing English and some Spanish also.
Yeah. Oh, you sing
But
Spanish?
Well, a few songs, not on stage, mostly when I'm doing private parties, for example.
Uh-huh. Do you do a lot
No,
of...
Bésame mucho.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of private parties?
Not since I'm in Las Vegas, but
No.
I was doing this in Australia, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think of the different artists that you've met here? Have you felt very welcome when you go to see other artists perform? And
Yeah, well, in Las Vegas, I think all the entertainers, you included, are really great. Great singers, great professional, great dancer, great musician, good connection between all the musicians. It's like it's Las Vegas, you know.
yeah. Well, I know that, you know, I grew up here, but I see that there's a lot of people teaming up to do shows now here. You know, the climate of the entertainment industry has changed here in Las Vegas. We used to have a lot of lounges, which we don't have that as many of them as we did back then when I grew up. And so now a lot of people are getting together and do events, just like what we're doing, you know. And this theater, you introduced me to this theater. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's very
really.
artsy. And
Exactly, well, it's beautiful. It's Wassa Coulibaly is owner of this theater, and she's also a fashion designer.
And she was-
Wassa wear, it's beautiful dress.
And she was also a performer in shows.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Wassa was a dancer for the Cirque du Soleil.
So she's had a lot of experience in showbiz. Plus, she's a designer,
Yeah.
and it's very unique. You know, you walk into this store, or you go in to Town Square or Town. Am I saying that the right way? It's Town Square.
Town
right?
Square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Want to make sure. And it's called the Baobab Stage Theater. And I'm always concerned that I'm going to say it properly, but I understand it's named after a tree, the baobab tree,
Baobab,
right?
yeah.
Baobab.
In Africa.
Yeah, in Africa. And so you go back there right around where valet parking is. You go through and then you go to the back and then you go where valet parking is and then you go down the hallway there or down the aisle and then you walk in and there's this store and it's got all these beautiful dresses in it that she has designed, Wassa has designed. And they're very eclectic and there's some frills and there's some straight lines, there's some very 70s influence I saw there. And then you walk in and of course they have the counter and you walk in and to the stage and they've got all these pictures up on the wall of women and but beautiful poses and it's very artsy. It's a very cool vibe there in the theater, so I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yeah.
I really love this place.
And how did you meet Wassa?
Well, I don't remember. Yeah, I went to do some shopping with a friend, and have some drinks also. But and she showed me this store,
And
then we started to talk in French with Wassa because she speaks French.
Yes.
And
then you sang at another show there.
yeah, how do you, I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, I sang for a fashion show, but there were also these women dancing. You know, great dancer. I put the video of this show in my Facebook page. So, in YouTube, I put in YouTube also.
Speaking of videos, I think we have one. You sent us one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a quick pause, but first, we're going to show you a video of Sylvie Boisel singing.
Quand il me prend dans ses bras, qu'il me stripped of my heart and soul. Your lover drifts away, oh la la, it is so tragique. Sous aucun prétexte, je ne peux devant toi surexposé, mais il
in their honour at the town hall with a little French flavour.
Are you ready? Du hasard. Comme l'eau, voilà, pour rien de rien. Non, je regrette rien. When we got through.
Oh, but I'm looking
You're
for
fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rebecca.
billionaire.
With a James Bond car.
Welcome back to the Sandy Kastel Show. I'm here with Sylvie Boisel. And Sylvie and I are going to be doing a show at the Baobab Stage Theater, which is over in Town Square off of Las Vegas Boulevard. I forget the address, but we're going to have it scrolling right down there so that you can see it. It is going to be September the 30th, which is a Saturday night, and we invite you all to join us. This is a wonderful theater, and they've got VIP seating up in the front on nice cushy couches and chairs. So get your ticket right away because they're going to sell out first, okay? And then we have seats all the way around. There's 250 seats, and they are part of, I believe, they took them out of the theater at the old Hilton Hotel, which was the Elvis Theater, and it's some of the seating from there. So that's pretty exciting too.
I didn't know. Thank
Yeah,
you to tell me.
yeah. So, Sylvie, tell us a little bit about. I know you're here in Las Vegas. You came to the United States and you went right to New York and you sang in New York. And you go back and forth between New York, L.A., and Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Which are three hot cities for performers to be performing in. And so when you now that you're here. Do you ever reflect on what it was like when you were a little girl and you were just starting to sing?
Well, no.
Well, too bad. Answer it anyway. No. So tell me.
No, okay.
How did you start? Why don't you ever think about it? You just think
Sandy,
about being
firstly-
over here, right?
Firstly, Sandy, when I was in France, I was a humoristic singer.
You know what? We could always sing, when I was just a little girl, I asked my mother.
What will I be? Yeah, so I like to do joke when sometimes.
Well, you got me.
Yeah, of course. I think about what I was singing when I was a teenager. Firstly, I was, like lots of teenager. I had a long hair and the guitar and I don't know how you call
Bandana.
this. That's it. And I was also on the street. And then I started even to play guitar on the street. And then I started to fall in love with all the American singers who were in Woodstock, like Janis Joplin and Santana and Jimi Hendrix. And I don't know. So
So you just started singing American songs then too when you were younger?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, but a mix between folk American songs,
Folk music,
Beatles and all
right.
these things. And I did not have the voice that I have now, of course. And this is thanks to a singing teacher I had in Australia. Well, and I don't know.
Well, that's great.
The most important thing for me is to give love to my audience and to sing and to bring joy. So basically, I change my repertoire depends on the audience I have.
How do you know ahead of time, though, what kind of an audience you're going to have?
I didn't understand the beginning.
How do
Sorry,
you-
I'm French. Pardon my French.
That's okay. Pardon my English. No. When you're preparing for a show, how do you know what your audience is going to be and what they want to hear?
I mean, when I say audience, I'm talking about American or Australian or French, of course.
Do you sing in Australian? Brum-bum, chink. Okay, so...
Well, I sing a very beautiful Australian song. It's called "I Still Call Australia Home."
That's right.
And
I remember I saw that.
I adapted this version in French.
Yes. And did the French get mad? Did they get mad at you when you sang that song?
No, they love it. But lots of Australians love my version. Wow, I had great compliment in YouTube also.
Right. Well, that's great. So do you have?
And it's Peter Allen. It's a Peter Allen
Peter
song.
Allen song.
Yeah.
Do you have an album out?
Yeah, it's called. Of course, it's called Amour. What do you know? What it means? Amour.
Love.
Means, yeah, exactly.
Oh, I guessed right. So tell us about the album. When you made the album.
So I recorded this album in 2000. It's a good question. I don't remember exactly the date, but it was with Australian musicians. And it's my first recording album, so I'm quite proud of this album.
You have a mix.
I mean, when you're in a foreign country, you're by yourself. You're doing all by yourself. And then you have, I think, a beautiful result. So I'm proud of this album, yeah. And I'm really thankful to all these Aussie musicians.
You have a mix of American songs and English songs on that, and then you also do the same thing where you have songs that you do a little bit of English and a little bit of French. When we were first talking about putting this show together, you were talking about wanting to do more English speaking songs, which English songs or in the English language. But I didn't want you to give up doing the French songs because we don't get to hear them all the time. I know Celine Dion does, French songs, of course, when she's performing, but a lot of our audience doesn't understand French. So I love it when you sing a song and you sing it in French and then you sing it in English because it gives us that feeling because we can tell from the music, that it's an emotional song. We can go along and listen to that and enjoy that. But then we hear the English, the English words, and we understand more of what the song is all about. But I know when you're translating a song, it doesn't always turn out to be the same words. It's a little different. Like La Mer, Beyond the Sea. The English lyrics are different that Bobby Darin sang, and I did on my album, but then what the French lyrics are, right?
Yeah.
If you were to translate it exactly.
I think, honestly, I don't really know the lyrics of Beyond the Sea. But I think, yes, it's different.
But you know La Mer.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. And I know the lyrics for Beyond the Sea. So, but when I've looked at the translation, when they translate it, it's not exactly the same as what it was translated to and how it ended up being sung in America. Yeah.
When I give an example about this translation, adaptation of a song,
Right.
I take the Autumn Leaves example because in French it's a song that looked like us.
Excuse me.
You were loving me, I was loving you, and in English you translated by the falling leaf by the window.
Right.
So it's
it is a lot
it's
different there.
yeah.
That is interesting. I know you have another video that you brought. Now, this is one that was shot in New York.
Non rien de rien, yes, in Times Square.
Okay, in Times Square.
Yeah.
And what's the song that you're singing in this?
No regret, non rien de rien.
Okay.
Edith Piaf.
No Regret by Edith Piaf?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to hear Sylvie Boisel doing No Regrets in New York City.
Ni le bien
love you. Thank you very much. Wow, I love you. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Sandy Kastel Show. I'm here with Sylvie Boisel from France, and she has been here with us in Las Vegas, about over a year? Has it been over a year?
Yeah.
Yes, and we met earlier this year at Ronda Carr's at one of the events that they do on Sunday evenings with Kathy Arianoff. And it's a nice stage over there. And we get the
Great musician also.
Great musician. Well, the musicians are from all over the city. I mean, there's different bands that come in there. He has something there different every night. And Sylvie and I are going to be doing a show on September the 30th, which is a Saturday night, by the way. And it's going to be at the Baobab Stage Theater, which is over in Town Square, which is located in Las Vegas Boulevard. The show starts at 7 p.m., but the doors open at 6. And we are going to have some fun things going on there before the show, I think. Sylvie's going to make some croissants or something. I don't know. Anyway, maybe. But we want to invite you to come out and join us. And call right away to get your tickets, because we have VIP seating right up in the front. And you get to sit in these nice, cushy couches and chairs. And this theater is absolutely adorable. Wasa
Koulibaly.
She is also a dancer, and she was in the Cirque du Soleil show for many years. Now she's designing her clothes, beautiful lines of clothing. Styles are fabulous. There's short dresses, long dresses, so come a little early, look in the store, shop around, and then come into the theater and get a special treat. And the special treat that we're going to start with is Sylvie Boisel, because she's going to be opening the show.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you.
You're opening.
Well,
now you're it.
Yeah, well, in fact, I would like to thank you, Sandy, because to invite me at your show, it's I'm very touched. Really,
I had no choice. No. No.
Now you're trying to joke like I do.
I know, but no, I'm honored that you'd want to do a show with me, first of all, and thank you for suggest and us talking about it, and you even being open to doing it. I really appreciate it, because when you're in a foreign country and you're doing your own show, it's a lot different. I know that you have done a lot of things in New York and Los Angeles and Las Vegas, and you've gone and you've been sitting in around town with the different shows, including Kelly over there. She's over at Tuscany or the Bootlegger, and a lot of different venues that you can sit in just to mix in and meet all of the wonderful entertainers that live here. But for you to be open to doing the show with me, I feel honored. So thank you. Glad to be a part of it with you. Yes. So enough about us. But I want to hear a little bit about
this woman. Every time she opened her mouth, she touched my heart. She's a great singer.
Oh, thank you.
And doing great show with her. How do you pronounce Wima?
WIMA, W-I-M-A, Women in Music and Arts, empowering artists of all ages through education, mentoring, and scholarships. And yes, I'm glad you brought that up, because WIMA is presenting this show, okay? And we raise money for scholarships, and we're all about mentoring and supporting the arts. So we definitely hope you'll join us, and we may have some raffle prizes and some fun things at the beginning of the show, so don't be late, be early, okay? But I want to ask you a little bit, Sylvie, about this song that we just heard. We just saw the video of you doing No Regrets, which is also in French called
Non rien de rien. Or non, je ne regrette rien.
Non rien.
Non, je ne regrette rien.
Je ne regrette non rien. Yeah, I blew that. Okay. All right. So
it means I regret nothing.
And okay.
I just wanted to talk about this, because this was really Edith Piaf strength and will in her life. It means basically what she's saying in this song is whatever happened in your life, it's in the past, and continue and put one step after the others. Well, in this song she talks about love, but and the sadness she had before, and then it's finished, it's in the past, and she continues, and she open to love again. But more than love, she has always said, for every bad events, she was very strong, and I think it was her best message.
Well,
Just leave this on the past and walk, and life is beautiful.
Edith Piaf is one of the most recognizable names that we know about around the world. I think is a French singer, and one of the most famous songs, of course, that we all kind of know is the La Vie en Rose, La Vie en Rose. Anyway, and also Charles. Who's the other one? Charles.
Charles Aznavour.
Charles Aznavour.
Oh, sorry, Charles Aznavour. It's in
Say it again?
American. Charles Aznavour. It's in American.
Yes,
no.
yes.
Charles Aznavour. Yeah.
Charles Aznavour. I'm still going to get it wrong. I'm sorry to all the French people out there.
No, but
He has a beautiful voice too. Yeah. Oh, wonderful! I've listened to so many of his, and of course Maurice Chevalier from the movies.
Thank you. In fact, I'm going to sing one song.
Yeah, and then so we got introduced to him through the movies in the 30s or 40s? I don't know. It was a long time ago. Of course, it was way before my time. But I remember watching these old movies and him singing, "A pretty girl is like a melody," something like that. And but I always loved his voice, listening to it, and the accents are so beautiful, And of course, yours is too.
Thank you. So I was saying I'm going to sing a song of Maurice Chevalier.
Right now?
No, not now.
Oh, come on.
No,
Give us a little taste. Come on, a little taste.
No, Maurice Chevalier, not now.
Oh, well, who do you want to sing?
Okay. Well, can I sing La Vie en Rose?
Yeah, sure. Okay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Sylvie Boisel.
Quand il me prend dans ses bras, qu'il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est toi pour moi, moi pour toi dans la vie. Tu me l'as dit, l'as juré pour la vie. Et dès que je t'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. La 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 la, sing with me. La 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 la. La vie en rose.
Woo! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sylvie Boisel, La Vie en Rose. We'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
Crazy Terry here with your car care tip of the day. So it's not a bad idea every now and then to check your battery. If you don't know how to do it, have somebody check it for you. Just a visual inspection can tell you a lot about your battery. So as we can see here, this battery's got a hold down. It's nice and tight. The cables are on. They don't look bad. We've got a cover. We don't see any corrosion. Everything's kind of tight, looking good. A little bit of dirt, that's normal, but nothing's leaking, no real cause for alarm here. So that's a good sign. Doesn't mean it's good, but at least visually we know that it's intact. Okay, so we're looking at a battery here that shows signs of corrosion. We want to test that battery to make sure it's good. Usually when they're getting like this, there's going to be a problem, leaking some acid at the top. We ran the test and we find out it has 396 cold cranking amps, but the battery requires 650. So it's just not enough. The battery is going to go soon. Better to know now than later. Okay, so the benefits of checking the cable is because this cable's rotted out. What we'll find is this is the problem, not the battery. So it'll save you from buying a battery, still having the no start, only to find out that it's a cable. This type of corrosion is common in diesels. Okay, so we're getting ready to jump the car, but we have to have some battery cables. And we have to check those too before we hook them up to the battery. So here we have our standard set of battery cables. We just look them over, see if the ends are frayed, if everything's connected all right. Everything looks good here. Wouldn't hurt to check the rest of the cable just to make sure the dog didn't get it and chew it up. We have red and black. Red's positive, black's negative. You always want to hook the positive up first and then the negative. And I'll show you how that's done right now. Keep these off to the side so they're not touching each other. Hook up your positive. You can find that right here by the plus sign, the negative sign. Plus is positive, red. Make sure that's securely hooked up. Keeping these away from each other, hook up your negative cable. Just got to fight it on there, figure out a way to get it. Wiggle it a little bit so it ensures a good connection. Now you're transferring voltage. If I hit these two together, we're going to spark. Kind of want to avoid that. Won't kill you. Kind of fun. A lot of people think if they can turn the headlights on, the battery's fine. That's not always the case. It takes very little amperage to turn a light on, but it takes a lot of amperage to start the starter. I recommend checking the charging system every oil change. At Sun Valley Automotive, there's never a charge for that. This is Crazy Terry with your car care tip of the day.
C'est si bon de partir n'importe où, bras dessus, bras dessous, en chantant des chansons. C'est si bon de se dire des mots doux, des petits rien du tout, mais qui en disent long en voyant notre mine ravie. Les passants dans la rue nous envient. Oh, c'est si bon de gaieté dans ses yeux, un espoir merveilleux qui donne le frisson. C'est si bon, ces petites sensations, ça vaut mieux qu'un million. Tellement, tellement c'est bon, oh oui c'est bon, si bon, si bon. Les passants dans la rue, bras dessus, bras dessous. You know what I'm looking for, a billionaire with a James Bond car, des bijoux jusqu'au cou. Oh oui c'est bon, c'est tellement bon. The minute you walk in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. So would you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let's get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every man I see. A big spender, spend a little time with me. Would you like to have fun? I've had a good love. I can show you a good time. Let me show you a good time. The minute you walk in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. So would you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let's get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every man I see. A big spender, a big spender, a big spender. Spend a little time with me. toujours à la fête quand tu me tiens dans tes bras. Je ferai le tour du monde, ça ne tournerait pas plus que ça. La terre n'est pas assez ronde pour me tenir autant toi. Parce qu'on est bien tous les deux quand on est ensemble deux. Quelle vie on a tous les deux quand on s'aime comme nous deux. On pourrait changer les planètes quand j'ai mon cœur près du tien. J'entends les flonflons de la fête, mais la terre n'y est pour rien. Ah oui, parlons-en de la terre, mais pour qui elle se prend la terre? Ma parole, y'a qu'elle sur terre, y'a qu'elle pour faire tant de mystère, mais pour nous y'a pas de problème. Pardonnons la vie qu'on s'aime, et s'il y avait qu'un barrière, tu me fais tourner la tête. Mon manège à moi, c'est toi. Je suis toujours à la fête quand tu me tiens dans tes bras. Je ferai le tour du monde, ça ne tournerait pas plus que ça. La terre n'est pas assez ronde pour m'étourdir autant que toi. Parce qu'on est bien tous les deux quand on est ensemble tous deux. Quelle vie on a tous les deux. Je ferai le tour du monde, ça ne tournerait pas plus que ça. La terre n'est pas assez ronde, mon manège à moi, c'est toi. Thank you, I love you. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome back to the Sandy Kastel Show. I'm here with Sylvie Boisel from France. And she and I are going to be doing a show at the Baobab Stage Theater, which is located in Town Square, just off Las Vegas Boulevard. And that is coming up soon. It is September the 30th at 7 p.m. We hope you'll all join us. And doors are opening at 6 o'clock. There's going to be some fun stuff going on beforehand, so please show up. It is a WEMA event, and we are all about supporting the artist and empowering artists of all ages through education, mentoring, and scholarships. So please, get your tickets now. All right. So Sylvie, you have traveled around the world, I guess, singing these wonderful songs. You have done English songs, French songs, and Spanish songs. Are you going to be singing any Spanish songs for our show?
I didn't think about this. Why not? I need to. I don't know.
I don't know either. So
Well, I still have time to think about it.
Well, you know, whether you do or not, it really doesn't matter. Every song that you do, I've ever heard you sing, is absolutely beautiful, and your personality is wonderful too. And I know that you do a lot to support other charitable organizations, and you've donated your time. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, mostly with social media, I don't. But I want to do more. In fact, yes, I really would like to do some charity events and to sing for this. And more and more, yes, I open my mouth for. It's not this what you say in English. You say open my voice. No, anyway, it's really important for me, human rights and animal rights.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I know that's close to your heart. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Isn't it the most important?
What?
With love.
With love?
Isn't it the most important?
Yes.
Protection of earth, human, animals. happiness and love.
So if you were going to
French people are very romantic and sentimental.
yes,
For example,
they are.
sometimes on stage I say je t'aime.
Je t'aime. I know that one.
Oh wow!
I do.
No, but I mean you're saying it very, very nicely.
Thank you. It's one I know. That's because men know how to speak it. Anyway, so the other thing that is really great is that, throughout time, a lot of, I've been listening a lot to a lot of different people tell me some things about how the French have influenced, a lot of the rest of the world in a lot of ways. And there are a lot of other cultures that speak also French, right? Even though Americans
Quebec.
don't traditionally grow up singing it, but there are a lot of countries that actually speak French as their main language.
Yeah, well, Quebec is the most.
But not only Quebec, the
Africa.
Kunga in Africa,
Yeah.
right? And Lebanon and Brazil, they have.
I don't
they
know Brazil. They speak Portuguese mostly.
Portuguese, but they have French also. Anyway,
don't know.
I've heard, a lot of people that I've met that speak 3 or 4 languages. They always speak French.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, and it seems
Apparently
like they started.
it's a very beautiful language. I have been told.
Apparently, it is a
A
beautiful
charming language.
So, Sylvie, if you were going to
Sandy.
give advice to someone who is starting out in the business and they wanted to go into the entertainment business and they wanted to be a singer like you, what would you tell them? What kind of advice would you give them?
If they start their career?
Yes.
Okay, well, firstly, training, dance, voice, posture, working on theater also. Yeah. But also, I will say, because when we are young and we start this career of singing, we just want to sing, to be on stage. But in fact, it's good to learn how to be a businesswoman or man also, because personally I lost also, like lots of artists, many years trying to do things, but when you start to be able to understand how works business, it works better.
Well, it is the music business or the business of entertainment, and I think I think it's a challenge a lot of times for people that are artistic, that we are creative, we want to do the performing, we want to do the thing that we love the most, but it's that paperwork and it's the calls and the dealing with the managers or agents or social media, things that take our time to do. And of course today it's a lot different. You said you do a lot with social media.
Yeah.
And I notice you also reach out to people to do, press releases and things like that, which not everybody does. So you know the value of doing that.
Yeah, well, I learned that in France. I started. Well, when you create, when you have a show in a theater, and you have a small budget, nobody is going to do this for you. You need to learn to do this.
That's right. So we have to do it ourselves. So all right. So what else? What other things have been inspirations for you?
Sandy Kastel.
Well, thank you.
No, but really, well,
Thank you.
you are really a multi-talented artist.
Thank you. But who else has been an inspiration to you growing up?
In music or generally?
In life.
I mean, all these people who gave their life for human rights and animal rights, honestly. It means Mother Teresa.
The what?
Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa. It's a nun in India. She was in India.
Oh, okay.
Mother
Okay.
Teresa.
Oh, Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one in South Africa. Well, I mean, all these people, Martin Luther King,
Right.
and also all these unknown women, for example, who fight for their own right. Sometimes.
Hmm. So basically, people that are out there fighting for the rights of other people and animals and earth and
Generous
things.
people.
Yeah, right. Generous people.
Yeah.
So, do you have any wishes for your life? Do you see something that you'd like to do in the future that you haven't done yet?
Drinking champagne. No, it's done.
More champagne and more.
Well, I'm hoping because every time I sing, let's talk about Las Vegas. Every time I sing a song of French songs, lots of people are very happy and they want me to sing more French songs. So I'm hoping to do my tribute to Edith Piaf and Maurice Chevalier next year.
That'd be wonderful. Yes.
But if I find people to support me, I don't have energy right now to do it all by myself. You know? I would like to find time to write my own songs.
Oh,
and I want to record my an album with my own songs.
You sent me an original song.
One
that you
song.
wrote. Yes. Yeah, so you want to write more. So there's a lot of songwriters here in Las Vegas, that have moved here from other places, including other countries. So that's a good goal. So we should put it out there. Okay, anybody who wants to write a song with Sylvie Boisel, here she is. And of course, she has a beautiful voice, and she's looking to do her next album, and of course, do her next show. Now, do you have any other shows booked after this show on September the 30th? I should say how many shows. What other shows do you have booked?
I have 2 more shows, but I will talk about them later.
But are they in this city or somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Surprise.
Okay, yes, surprise.
So
And,
keep tuned. Keep tuned.
Yes.
And what about your website?
Yeah, my website. It's a good question. But you're asking good question. My website is FrenchSinger.biz, B-I-Z.
FrenchSinger.biz. But however, if you put Sylvie Boisel in SylvieBoisel.com, it will come up to FrenchSinger.biz. I know because I did it. And you also have other Facebook, Twitter,
Instagram, Reverb Nation, Google Plus.
All of them. All of the above. So, any other closing message that you'd like to give to our audience?
Yeah. So our audience, they are from Las Vegas, or
I hope they're from Las Vegas. They're from around the world.
Okay.
We have people listening from around the world and watching this show.
Well, firstly, I want to say go to sandykastel.com and you will see all the things that she's doing. Wow, she's doing lots of things. I mean, I cannot even mention all that she's doing. And just be happy, and I love you.
Should you say? Would you like to say something in French to your comrades in French? Everybody that speaks French.
Oui, bonjour. Eh bien, je suis très contente d'être à Las Vegas et je vous aime. Voilà.
Ditto. Anyway, thank you so much, Sylvie, for being on my show, and thank you for teaming up with me on September the 30th. Remember, get your tickets now. You can go to the baobabstagetheater.com and / I think WEMA Presents, and you'll be able to get your tickets. And we have VIP tickets sitting right up in the front, so get them right away because they're going fast. Yes, and we hope to see you then Saturday, September 30th, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.